Hi, I'm going to give you a little tour inside our truck camper. She's a Lance Squirelight 165 from 1995. We've been living in her now since February full time, so she's well geared up, ready to live in, ready to go. So inside here we've got our living space. So three-sided sofa with a table. This table rotates around to give you a little bit more eating space or a little bit more corridor space depending on what you need. It also lifts out the way, as does this post, nice and easily if you want this just to be a sofa space. You can actually turn it into a bed as well using this table down here and then rearranging the cushions. Moving on through to show you the kitchen area. So we've got two gas rings here with an extraction fan above it. That's also got a light, that works perfectly fine. We've got our sink here, which works from a water pump. Up overhead is where we keep our kitchen and cooking equipment. All of this is going to be included in the sale of the camper. If for any reason that doesn't meet your needs, we'd ask if you could please donate that to a thrift shop. We can't take it with us because we're flying. Over here we have a fridge. I'll just show you inside here. Show you the space in the door, space inside, and then up here's a freezer compartment. That's all in good working order. The fridge can run off electricity or off gas. At the moment we're mostly running it from our solar power, which works perfectly fine during the sunny part of the day. And that's turned on by this power inverter that we keep down here. Moving on now to the bedroom. So we've got a brand new mattress this year, very comfortable, plenty of room for two of you up here. I'll show you where the wardrobe is, which also has a hanging rail if you want extra storage, hang things like dresses and shirts. And then over by the bedside table over here, this is where our solar converter unit is. So we've got 300 watt solar array on the roof of the vehicle. This gives you two USB outlets here which run off the RV battery, so they'll run all night for charging things like your phones. Other things we run off the RV battery, we've got these newly installed fans up here, one right over the bed. So that's quite low power, that runs off the RV battery, so you don't need an electricity hookup for that, and it's really good for keeping it cool on a hot day. The second fan is in the bathroom, which I'm going to show you now. So that's in here, nice and simple. We've got a toilet, a little sink, a shower up here, and then you can see that second fan up there. There is also on the truck an outdoor shower, which is what we use most of the time. And if you did want that to be a hot shower, there is a hot water tank in this cupboard underneath the gas stove. I've got to say we don't actually use that very often, but it's there if you want it. Additional temperature control features, so there is a heater which runs off gas and an air conditioning unit which works if you've got electricity hookup. That one doesn't run off solar though. We've got additional storage up here, two big overhead cupboards, and then there's storage underneath the sofa as well as under the sink, so there's plenty of room for storing things. A little bit more in the cab, which we're going to show you in the next part of the video.
We're going to take a look around the front of our 1990 F-250 camper van. So having a look inside, you can get a sense of the condition of the interior, which for something that's from 1990 is absolutely phenomenal. All glue upholstery is original, as is all the plastic trim that you can see up front. She's aged like Helen Mirren. She's not showing any signs of the years. So on top of all that space that you can see up front, she also has a huge amount of space behind the front seats. I'll show you what we've stored inside there in a minute. So those bits can fold up to be a bench behind the two front seats, but we've always kept them down in that configuration because it gives us a huge amount of extra storage. And coming up into the space that you can see up front here, we've always got it in two-person configuration. You get a couple of cup holders, you get all this room in here, and I think the next thing to do is turn her on. So you can see all of our warning lights have gone out, including the parking brake when I take that off. We had her serviced at the start of September, so just when she'd gone past 87,000 miles. It's a 5-digit odometer. I think it is less than 100,000 miles. You can read about that in the description. And when we got her serviced, they confirmed that the only fluid she's interested in drinking is gasoline. She's not using any oil, coolant, power steering fluid, all good, and no mechanical issues that we've had at all with the engine or from the previous owner, as far as we know. She has 2 fuel tanks, and literally the only fault I know of with this truck is that the fuel gauge on the rear fuel tank is not reliable, so we use the little mileage counter to let us know how far we've gone. That's the only problem that I know of in the whole truck. She is an automatic, and in addition to that we have a 4-wheel drive here, so she's got 2 high, 4 high, 4 low. That system works perfectly. She's got manual hubs. If any buyer's not familiar with that, we can show you how it all works. Extra toys. She's got cruise control operated on the steering wheel, which works. She's got air conditioning. We have an FM radio, cigarette light charger. All of those work. And furthermore, if I just flick into position 1, I can show you her electric windows on both sides. And on the right hand side over there. So you've got a pair of functioning electric windows. And the seat belts, both sides, and a middle lap belt, all in good condition as well. Coming across to this side and into the glove box. We've got all of our documents, so that's our title, registration to Montana. We've got old service documents as well from the last couple of years, and the original Ford documentation, including that little book, which is an absolute godsend because you don't have to find information about this specific 1990 truck from the internet. All that will come with it. And then we're going to take a little wander out this side and show you just what we managed to swallow into this space behind the seats. So these bits for starters, all included with the sale, they all go behind the seats. These 2 mountain bikes are not included in the price that we've listed. We're happy to sell them separately or to negotiate a price to include the bikes and the helmets. They also fit behind the seat. We have the Honda generator, just like the bikes. That is not included in the sale price, but we can negotiate to include that. Read about that in the description. And this is just our stuff. That's obviously not for sale, but that has also fit without intruding at all into the front area of the cab. So that's the front of her.